Following the election of Joe Biden as U.S. President in the 2020 election, Harris assumed office as Vice President of the United States on January 20, 2021. She is the United States' first female vice president, the highest-ranking female elected official in U.S. history, and the first African American and first Asian American vice president. She is also the second person of color to hold the post, preceded by Charles Curtis, a Native American and member of the Kaw Nation, who served under Herbert Hoover from 1929 to 1933. She is the third person with acknowledged non-European ancestry to reach one of the highest offices in the executive branch, after Curtis and former President Barack Obama. Quote, Harris resigned her Senate seat on January 18, 2021, 2 days before her swearing in as vice president. Her first act as vice president was swearing in her replacement Alex Padilla and Georgia Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, who were elected in the 2021 Georgia runoff elections. Upon taking office on January 20, 2021, the 117th Congress' Senate was divided 50-50 between Republicans and Democrats. This meant that Harris had to be frequently called upon to exercise her power to cast tie-breaking votes as president of the Senate. Harris cast her first 2 tie-breaking votes on February 5, 2021. In February and March, Harris's tie-breaking votes were crucial in passing the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 stimulus package proposed by President Biden, since no Republicans in the Senate voted for the package. On July 20, 2021, Harris broke Mike Pence's record for tie-breaking votes in the first year of a vice presidency when she cast the 7th tie-breaking vote in her first 6 months and cast 13 tie-breaking votes during her first year in office, the most tie-breaking votes in a single year in U.S. history, surpassing John Adams, who cast 12 votes in 1790. As of March 2023, Harris is tied with John Adams for the second most tie-breaking votes by a vice president with 29. Trailing only John C. Calhoun, who cast 31 votes as vice president. In a debunked story by the New York Post in April 2021, it was claimed that Harris's children's book Superheroes Are Everywhere was being distributed en masse through welcome kits given to migrant children at a shelter in Long Beach, California. In reality, only a single copy of the book had been donated by a member of the public. The writer of the original story, Laura Italiano, claimed that she was forced to write the story against her will and she resigned from the New York Post as a result. In April 2021, Harris indicated that she was the last person in the room before President Biden decided to remove all U.S. troops from Afghanistan and commented that the president has an extraordinary amount of courage and makes decisions based on what he truly believes is the right thing to do. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that Biden insists she be in every core decision-making meeting. She weighs in during those meetings, often providing unique perspectives. Quote, on March 24, 2021, Biden tasked Harris with reducing the number of unaccompanied minors and adult asylum seekers. She is also tasked with leading the negotiations with Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala and El Salvador. Harris conducted her first international trip as vice president in June 2021, visiting Guatemala and Mexico in an attempt to address the root causes of an increase in migration from Central America to the United States. During her visit, in a joint press conference with Guatemalan President Alejandro Giammattei, Harris issued an appeal to potential migrants, stating, I want to be clear to folks in the region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. Her work in Central America led to creation of task forces on corruption and human trafficking, a women's empowerment program, and an investment fund for housing and businesses. Harris met with French President Emmanuel Macron in November 2021 to strengthen ties after the cancellation of a submarine program. Nearing 10 months in office, approval ratings for the president and the vice president were 38% and 28%, respectively. At 28%, Harris had the lowest approval rating of any modern VP, the prior record having been Dick Cheney's 30% at the end of his second term. On November 19, 2021, Harris served as acting president from 10:10 to 11:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. While President Biden underwent a colonoscopy, she became the first woman, and the third person overall, to assume the powers and duties of the U.S. presidency under Section 3 of the 25th Amendment. Harris's term in office has seen high staff turnovers that included the departures of her chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, press secretary, deputy press secretary, communications director, and chief speechwriter. An anonymous source said that they resigned because they and other staffers often feel mistreated by senior staffers. Simone Sanders, senior advisor and chief spokesperson for Harris, pushed back against the complaints and defended their management style, especially for giving opportunities to black women. Sanders herself resigned from her position in December 2021.